Guys, I'm trying to decide. Help me out. This is the 24 Grandmaster Prime. 1.4. Come on. Looks beautiful. You can't even see how messy my room is. It blurs everything out. But here's my problem. I feel like 24 is a little too tight. I even have my like arm fully extended. Look at this. Look at me in the mirror. Like my arm's like way out. Like just, and I still feel kind of big. So the other option is my wide angle, which is 1 second. And I mean, I think I like the wide more, guys. Like, let me know which one you like more. I think I'm gonna rock with the wide. But today we are gonna be doing the YouTube video outside because I wanted to go for a ride and it's nice. So first, I'm flipping the camera around. We don't like the sun in my face. Now I'm not blinded. Okay, so today I got posted on Instagram asking you guys a Q&A for things you wanted to know more about me, my business, photography, life, whatever. So let's jump straight to it. How'd you start your business? So my little intro into photography is when I was a freshman in high school. I was lucky and found it early. One of my buddies was like, you should get a camera. I was looking at getting a GoPro and I started watching YouTube videos. Peter McKinnon showed up, less than 100,000 subscribers actually. And his like 8 camera trick video, started binge watching all these YouTubers on photography and filmmaking. And I was just super interested, watched YouTube every day for like 2 hours for the next several years, and it just grew from there. Question is from my friend Noah, and he said, what's your favorite thing about the work you do? My favorite thing about the work that I do is that every day is different. One day I might wake up and I might be shooting a wedding. The next day, I might be shooting a portrait session, and then the next day, maybe nothing. Day after that, landscapes. Day after that, Botox at a med spa. Like, every day is different. I love my job. I get to meet a ton of new people. It keeps it super interesting for me. I'm not a guy who likes school or a set schedule, so doing freelance definitely fits my personality and my vibe. I love being able to build my own schedule. Oh, I want to do a trip. I can. I just have to schedule my jobs around it. So the freedom, I guess, is what I could say for my favorite part about my job. All right. Next up, we got Blaze. He said, what's your favorite lens and camera combo for photo and video? I haven't done an updated what's in my camera bag video in a while, but currently on this YouTube video, I'm shooting with the Tamron 17-28 as well as the Sony a7S III. So the a7S III from Sony is my main video camera, and then I also just recently picked up the Sony a7 IV, which is my photo camera, but it's also a very good video camera as well for shoots where I only want to bring one camera. My favorite lens is probably my 35mm f1.4, just good all around. But all lenses have a different use and a different purpose, so I definitely get amazing use out of every single one of them. I wouldn't think too much about which lens is best. Instead, I would think about which lens you're gonna get the most value out of. Lenses are just different tools. No one is better than the other. One will be better than one thing at a specific jump. For example, the 35mm, really good point and shoot lens. It'll make everything you look at just look better. It's very everyday, standard, but you're not gonna wanna go on a real estate shoot with it, or you're not gonna wanna bring it as your only lens if you're out on a hike. You're gonna want a wide, you're gonna want a telephoto. Keep that in mind. But a7S III and Sony a7 IV camera bodies are fantastic, and I could not recommend them enough. How'd you bring your video photo skills from novice, intermediate, to the next level? What was a certain point you remember being like, oh yeah, I can make a living doing this? This question's interesting because I lucked out. I was in high school. It was the end of my junior year when COVID hit. I was playing soccer full time and then just busy with school and stuff. And COVID hit, and soccer and school both came to a close really quickly. So I kind of had all this free time where I was like, really took the opportunity I had to go after photography and video full time. And after a few months of giving it a lot of time, I realized how quickly you can build something up. By the beginning of senior year, I was making money to where I was super excited because I was like, oh, I can actually do this full time. So all senior year, I checked out of high school and I just went after photography full time and was able to get myself to a point where by the time I graduated, I could just have faith in keeping doing what I love, and I'm super grateful for that. So that was kind of my turning point, I guess you could say, was once I just went all in on it. And I guess I'm in a really fortunate position to be where I found photography while I was still under my parents' roof, so I could take risks that not everyone can take. So I recognize that, but I'm grateful. Okay guys, next question is, how did you get clients that you actually want to work with? So I've talked about this a little bit on my Instagram already, but The biggest thing for me for landing clients that I enjoy to work with and working with people that also help me as growing my own brand is a practice that I really believe in. It's called Free to Fee. This is taught in Full-Time Filmmakers course. I've talked about them a lot on my Instagram. But basically the concept is you're not gonna get the work you want until you show off the work that you want. I post a portrait, you're gonna get portrait offers. You post family photos, you're gonna get family photos. You post weddings, you're gonna get weddings. You post commercial work, you're gonna get commercial work. That's kind of how this business goes. Your portfolio speaks for yourself if you get it seen by the right people. So that's my biggest recommendation is don't wait for jobs to come to you. Try to go create the images and the content that you're gonna wanna create for brands down the road. For example, I wanna shoot for GoPro. I can't be doing family photos. I wanna be out creating epic action sports, epic landscape, stuff like that. You wanna shoot for a clothing brand? Look at their Instagram, look at their website, see what type of vibe they go for, what type of images, content that they create. Go out and try to create something similar or even better for another brand. And this could be hard because sometimes this means making sacrifices. Maybe you're doing a lot of work with whatever it is that you're already doing, but you're wanting to make a shift with your brand as a creator over to a different type of content. Sometimes you can maybe take a slow period where you're building up something else, or maybe you take a hit because you put together a really good shoot that is funded by nobody. But the thing is it's called Free to Fee because sometimes those spec projects that are free are the ones that get you the big budget dream clients. Okay, rolling away. Next question is, who is your favorite celebrity? I don't care. No celebrity crushes over here except for maybe Zendaya. Screw you, Tom Holland. Do you let your food touch on your plate? Yeah, I do not care. I am the least picky eater you'll ever meet in your life. All right, guys, this next question is pretty important, I think. Chels Photography 5 says how to start photography and videography without spending much on equipment. This is a dilemma that I think a lot of people who are starting out struggle with because they see their dream work and then they see, okay, well, what's it made with? And then they're like, oh, there was a $50,000 budget on this project. Oh, there was a $200,000 budget. Oh, they're using a $10,000 camera. It's super discouraging because you think you can't make it unless you have that gear. My recommendation to you is to realize that you can get to those budgets quicker than you think. You have to learn how to make the best out of the gear. Every gear has limitations, and as you use nicer and nicer equipment, you realize that it really is the shooter and not the camera. Lighting alone will take an image from 0 to 100. I kid you not, lighting is so big. And then I'd also just recommend investing in things other than gear. Recommend investing money into learning. You can use cheap gear and make very good stuff. Even if you're not landing the type of jobs you want to be, if you're landing smaller end jobs and getting amazing results with your cheap cameras, after a few jobs you're able to afford a new lens. Next thing you know, another lens. Next thing you know, you could upgrade your body. It kind of stacks over time. A lot of times too, people compare themselves to creators who have been doing it for years. I have a lot of nice Sony equipment that people see, but I've been shooting for over 4 years now. When I was starting out, I was on a Canon SL2 Rebel, which is a $500 camera, and I was using that thing for almost a year and a half, I think, before I even upgraded to a full frame camera. And then my first full frame camera was $1,400, which is a lot of money, but if you're looking at it from the perspective of a year and a half of work to get to that, you can see it. Sometimes it just starts out slow as you're building up your own business. So to answer your question a little bit better, I'd recommend just shooting as much as you can and learning as you're growing your business, and sooner than later you're gonna have the nice gear that you see your favorite creators using as well. Next question is best camera and lens to start out with. I'd recommend the Sony a6000 lineup, a6000, a6500, any of those. And then I'd also recommend probably like the nifty 50 millimeter f1.8, I believe, just because it's a super cheap prime. This alone could get you through a lot of jobs and make all of its money back on its own. Hi, Oakley. Now we're in the backyard. So the last question I'm going to answer for today's video, I got asked recommendations. What are some easy tips for a new photographer? I'll probably make a separate video on this. I just wanted to say, shoot as much as you can. There's never a day where you shouldn't be shooting. It's just like a sport, just like anything you're trying to get good at. The more practice you do, the better you'll get. Plain. So that being said, you have to shoot. And then on top of that, I also would just say shoot all different types of photos. There's so many ways to make money and grow a business if that's what you're trying to do with this out there. There's real estate, there's weddings, there's portraits, there's families, there's corporate, there's commercial work, there's e-commerce, there's product. Guys, the list is never ending in this field, and I think that that's what's so fun about it is you can find many ways to have fun with it. You can really just keep going until you find something that you do enjoy, because everyone likes a slightly different workflow. Some people like working with people, some people just like being in the studio, some people like a mix of both to have up and down days, some people like traveling. Like, there's so much opportunity that I would just recommend as you're starting out, trying it all and trying to find what you like and your personal style as a brand. That is a wrap on this video. I think it's already way too long, but I hope I got to some of your guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next video.